Hey guys, it's Josh alongside Jennifer. And as you know, every now and again, we get the opportunity to have a little side conversation with some friends of the pod who are doing amazing things. And one of them just happens to be our dear friend, Nick Schwarz. You have heard us mention him on every episode because he is the one who brought us our amazing theme song, Jennifer.
That's right.
Yeah.
I texted Nick almost 4 years ago when we were starting. I was like, we need a jingle. I want it to be jolly, I think is all I said. And he came back with this amazing theme song that you wrote, produced, and sang. And you turned it around in like a couple days. I couldn't believe it. We love it so
So
much. We're
fast.
so grateful. And so now, here in the flesh, we want everybody to meet the one, the only Nick Schwarz, everybody. Brag about yourself. Tell everybody about yourself.
I've got a Dove Award and 4 number 1 songs. I've written 1, produced 3 on Southern Gospel radio and Christian radio and country radio. 2 gold records, song on a platinum record, and 2 awesome kids, and married for 8 years to my lovely wife, Christina, and a dog dad to 2 dogs.
So, the main reason we're having Nick on for this episode is I was watching the Countdown to Christmas promo that Hallmark put out Friday. And of course, we knew Brad Paisley had written a big song that they've been pushing, but then this other promo had me feeling things in my heart.
This season, we're bringing you more joy than ever before.
You know that I would do anything for you, right?
I do.
I wanna bring joy to your world.
Ho, ho, ho.
Wherever you come from, joy to your world.
This is a Christmas miracle.
I wanna bring love to ones I hold dear.
It's been right in front of me all along.
I wanna bring joy. You and me, we're not so different. We got all this love to share. It's Christmas everywhere.
Guess our Sunday finally showed up.
I wanna bring joy to your world.
Countdown to Christmas, all season long, on Hallmark Channel. Next day on Hallmark Plus.
And
Yeah.
what do you know? It's a song produced by Nick Schwarz. It stars Mickey Guyton, or not stars. The singers are Drew Baldridge and Mickey Guyton, called Joy to Your World. And you produced it, and now it's on the Hallmark promo. And I don't know if that means a lot to you, but it means a whole heck of a lot to us. Let me tell you, in the past, we've had Jennifer Hudson, we've had Kelly Clarkson on these promos to really set the tone and the emotion for the season. And now you're in it. What do you think?
Pretty awesome.
So tell us, like, because I know nothing about the music industry, Nick. So what does it mean when you produce a song versus like write a song, or explain to me what producing a song actually means?
Yeah. So I do both. I write. Producing is really just like creating all the music, creating the recording, and like I'm in charge of the start to finish process.
So how did this project come to be? I mean, you've worked with Drew Baldridge for a while, so I assume that's somewhat the thread that kind of connected you to this. But what can you tell us about this song and how this all went down?
Okay, so I've produced Drew for like 6 years, and his career has just been kind of blowing up in the last year or so. So I guess he was doing a role in the new Hallmark movie that has the Opry, and they really liked him. And so they looked up his music and they heard what he did with Emily Ann Roberts. What we produced a song called "Get Me Gone." That's a duet with him and Emily Ann Roberts. And so I think that Hallmark was like, "What if we got a duet with the two of them?" But then they also love Mickey Guyton's, and I think they were planning to have Mickey Guyton to do something for the Macy's Day Parade. So then they thought, what if we get Drew and Mickey to do a duet, and that'll be our song? So then Drew was like, well, let's have my producer do it. And so Drew and his team call me up, and they get me to produce it, and they needed it by Tuesday, and it was already Friday. So it's kind of a like crazy rush. But it was great.
That is super fast. So wait a second. Does that mean we might hear this song on the Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade as well?
Yes. A a an exclusive. Do you watch what I exclusive?
Dang, that is amazing. Congratulations. So I would love to know, as the guy who produced this song, what are you hoping that people feel or take away? Because obviously you're trying to not only just produce great art here, you're trying to make sure that people resonate with it in some sort of way. So what are you hoping that people pull away when they hear this song?
Yeah, this song, when I first heard it, was like, man, joy to your world. I mean, it's obviously a Christmassy thing, pulling from Joy to the World. Um, but it's a really like hopeful song, and gives you all the warm fuzzy feels, and um, there's a lot of division in the world, and so I think that's the main emotion that I feel is joy to your world. It's you and me. We're not so different. We got all this love to share. It's Christmas everywhere. Uh, that and my son sings that over and over again, and it's cute to hear his little voice sing. You and me, we're not so different. We got all this love to share. It's Christmas everywhere. I actually tried to put him in singing that line, but I got him in on the joys, which was awesome. Yes, if you
I love that. He's on the joy part of it.
you listen to the song, my son is singing the joy and love, joy, those big joys in the background of the bridge. It's awesome.
Oh my gosh, I love it. Now, okay, so did Drew and Mickey come to your studio to record this? How does that work?
No, usually that's what we would do, but because it was such a fast turnaround, it was it was the most like inconvenient project I've ever done. But so Drew is on a tour, and Mickey Guyton was in LA, and I'm here in Nashville, and they needed it like super fast. So and I was leaving for Italy on the Wednesday. It was Friday that they asked me to do it, and was leaving for Italy on Wednesday, and Drew's on tour, and so it's like I have to do this over the weekend and before we did go to Italy. It was just crazy. So I drove to meet Drew wherever he was on tour and brought all my stuff, and we just recorded his vocals in his bus. And then that was on Saturday, and then I edited all his vocals that morning and recorded Ivan doing his joy. He recorded Ivan singing his part, and then that afternoon on Sunday, I zoomed with Mickey in a studio in LA that I had rented for an hour to record her vocal on Zoom. And, and then they sent that back to me, and I edited it on Sunday night, I think, and then Monday I finished it and sent it in, and then sent it to mix on Tuesday. And then in Italy, I'm there on the Amalfi Coast listening to Joy to Your World.
That's amazing. And so when
That
you
is
send
crazy.
so crazy. And so when you send it off to Hallmark, are you waiting to get a response that they're like, yeah, this is great? Or are they like, actually, we want it to feel more like this? Or what's that like in terms of sending off a project and waiting for some feedback?
Yeah, yeah, they wanted it. So it was kind of one of those specific requests where it needed to be emotional and still like feel good for the ad, like the promo, but then it also needed to have energy to work for the Macy's Day Parade. So it needed to have it needed to check a little more boxes than just like make serve the song, which is usually what we do. But yeah, so I think I sent my first draft, and they were like, "Can we it needs to be sped up." And then I sped it up, and that didn't feel quite right, so I think I we sped it up one click, and then I added like a drum loop at the front to make it feel a little more energetic for the Macy's Day Parade, so it's not just them on a float singing a emotional ballad. Yeah, but it worked out pretty good. It was a little more work than a normal project, but it was pretty awesome though, pretty fun, and I was willing to do whatever they needed because it's Hallmark. It was like what? So
A great opportunity. And did you ever think that your friendship with us, the contributions that you've made to our podcast would ever just intersect in such a beautiful way? Like it is a Hallmark movie in its own right, this story here.
you guys were the first people I thought of when I heard about this. I was like, oh, I can't wait to tell Jennifer and Josh.
Do you think that making our theme song prepared you for a time such as this?
100%.
Well, it's a great song. It has all the right vibes. It is a huge success. I think it really sets the tone, and I am just so proud of you, bud. That was great work, and we are so honored that your career is taking off and continuing to climb. And we got a little bit of you with our podcast every week. So thanks for all you did for us and continue to do, and for your friendship. We're glad to have you be a friend of the pod.
And here's another tease, listeners. His wife, Christina, is going to be on the podcast in a couple weeks with me talking about Gilmore Girls because Josh has never seen it. So I'm plucking Josh out for an ep and bringing in Christina so we can gush about Stars Hollow stuff. So see, it's all coming together. Everything is just in our own little orbit here. But thank you so much, Nick, for giving us your time to talk about this amazing song. We're so excited for you. And guys, every time you hear it, because you know you're going to hear it 8,000 times this season, you can think of Nick Schwarz and his contributions to society and music.
Yeah.
A real difference maker. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Awesome. Well, Nick, thank you for the time. Appreciate it, bud.
Yeah, thank you.